Chat. I don't really know what we're gonna do today. I'll probably read the Seeking Alpha article, most likely, depending what it is. Wall Street lunch. It's kind of short. No, I don't think it's an actual article about GameStop. I think GameStop's just a piece of it. We're talking about CPI and stuff. All right, so nothing there. Nothing there. What's up, Phil? Don't think I've ever seen that name before. Oh, you have been in here before. What's up? You've commented some weird stuff in my chat. Some very weird stuff. So if you I would suggest not doing that going forward. What's up, Moose? Pretty boring actually. I didn't do anything. Hopefully should be getting my pipe installed today. So that's nice. Hopefully. Fingers crossed, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't watched basketball at all. I don't know what's going on over in the basketball world. I don't really watch sports. Used to watch UFC a little bit when I was sports betting a lot. But I haven't made a sports bet in like a year or two, so I don't watch sports. What's up, Hugh G and Hugh? The double Hughes. John Long, what's up? I don't think I've ever seen that name in here before. Have you been in here before? Oh, it looks like you've gotten your messages deleted every time you've been in here, so I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, but I would suggest not doing that, because I will ban you forever. I've been pretty nice. I unbanned a bunch of people, but I will ban you forever if you annoy me. Just a heads up. I'm not too scared of banning people forever. Well, I was hoping that Seeking Alpha article would be actually about GameStop, but it's not. And I don't really want to react to like videos right now. I don't know. What's up, P? It's getting heavy. That bag getting thick, boy. Got a thick bag. There's a little hope for me then. I mean, that's okay. You could try not being weird. It's not that difficult. Usually I don't message at all. What do you mean, bro? You literally... Are you trying to look like Roaring Kitty? Oh, I probably just deleted you because you were being annoying. It doesn't look like you said anything weird. Maybe you just got caught in the crossfires. Because you were here on an earnings stream. So you probably just got caught in the crossfire. Aaron. What's up, Aaron? And I will say, just because you've been here since 2021 doesn't mean anything. GameStop was a trash investment 2021 to 23. Unless you bought before the squeeze, then sure, you know, that was great. But if you were investing in 2021 to 23 after the squeeze, that's not something to brag about, I'll be honest. That's I can say that with confidence, I think. You're just showing that you FOMO'd into a stock and now it's finally good. If you're proud of that, that's cool. I wouldn't be, but I wouldn't be. I'm not even proud of the investment now that it's good. So I definitely wouldn't be proud if I was investing when it was complete dog shit. Let's see. Lego version of City Skylines. What is this? Ferrari reveals first EV design. Former Apple design chief Johnny Ive and the design firm Love From. Ive is widely known for shaping many of Apple's most iconic products during his time in the company. Unveiled the EV on May 25th, marking a major shift for the brand best known for its V8 and V12 supercars. A EV Ferrari, $640,000, bro? What? Who the fuck is buying that? That is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. Who's like actually? You gotta have like some serious fuck you money to buy this, because this is the ugliest piece of shit I've ever seen. You gotta have some real fuck you money to be buying that piece of shit. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'll just go back to DZ. Alright, you do whatever you want, bro. I'm just, I just looked at your channel activity here, and I'm just responding to what you were saying back then. If you're gonna get butthurt about me responding about your own messages in my chat, I don't know, I don't know how that works. I'm just being straight up. Like, if you think you're special because you were buying GameStop in 2021 to 23, I just disagree. You're not. That's all. I don't know if that makes you upset. I don't know what to tell you. It's just the reality of it. What's up, Kev? Can't be many retail left from those times. You'd be surprised. A lot of people won't sell for a loss. I would say a majority of the people that come in the chat are from 2021. If I'm just being straight up, there's not many people who started investing in it when I did. I would say majority of the people are from 2021. Like me. Yeah, but there's a difference. You don't get upset when I talk about these things, about the realities of the investment. A lot of these other kids, for some reason, think they're special because they were investing in that time, which that's fine that you think you're special, but you're in the wrong place if you think I'm gonna like give you props or something. I'm a real stock market participant, not some GameStop. I mean, at this point I am a GameStop tinfoiler, but that's not where I started from, like a majority of people. So it's just, if you think like, I don't know, I don't really want to continue on this topic. What's up, Patrick? How you doing, Patrick? Happy bag holding. Happy bag holding. Bag Thanksgiving. I don't know. Not gonna be a very long stream today. Hopefully my plumbers are coming through today, and hopefully we can get it done. Please. Please. I just want to get it done, bro. I'm sick of having a trench in my downstairs. Literally have a freaking, literally just a trench. Like, kind of insane. Alright, I guess, I do want to read this. It's not really, like, reacting to anything, but I just thought it was an interesting thing. Some, research paper by Morgan Stanley. The $22 billion profit opportunity in AI and gaming. Video game companies could unlock billions of dollars in profit by increasingly adopting AI tools to streamline production and create more immersive experiences. AI could unlock $22 billion in additional profits for the video game companies. Excuse me. Through gosh. I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm allergic to bullshit, sorry. whenever I read something about AI, I start to sneeze, man. I can't. I'm allergic to bullshit. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. AI could unlock $22 billion in additional profits for video game companies through lower development costs, faster production timelines, and improved productivity. Gaming companies are increasingly using AI coding, 3D graphics generation, and real-time personalization, helping create more immersive and engaging player experiences. Large publishers are well positioned because of their strengths in intellectual property, gameplay design, and live operations, but AI could also lower barriers to entry for smaller developers. The rise of generative artificial intelligence marks a turning point for the video game companies, with billions of dollars in potential new profit. The new technology is behind applications ranging from automated coding and 3D graphics generation to personalized user engagement. In fact, Morgan Stanley research estimates that AI tools could create a profit opportunity of $22 billion for video game companies by lowering production costs and shortening development times. Real-time personalization and AI-driven content generation have been the potential to deepen engagement and monetization, while lowering barriers to user-generated content creation, says Matthew Cost, Morgan Stanley Research. Against a backdrop of stable industry growth, AI adoption could materially enhance both productivity and the scope of future game experiences. Game production will increasingly become automated, with AI augmenting or replacing large portions of the development process. How Gen AI is said to drive innovation and competition in the video game industry. The amount of time Americans age 15 and older spend playing video games per day, according to data from U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, is 22 minutes. Despite growing competition with other forms of media and entertainment, time spent playing video games has continued to increase since 2021, up 3% a year. One of the key drivers of the industry's growth, major publishers have been investing heavily in complex and sophisticated titles, while emerging technologies are creating new ways to produce and distribute game content. These gains would come mainly from cost reductions, but AI will also help increase productivity and user engagement. As people spend more time playing video games, there will be more additional opportunities for monetization, including advertising. AI will increase competition over time and could enable new entrants or AI native platforms to reshape the value chain. Leading game publishers are likely to capture a significant share of the opportunity, given their established advantages in intellectual property, gameplay design, and live service operations, but they'll need to successfully integrate AI into their workflows to create new kinds of experiences. As content creation becomes faster and more cost-efficient, smaller developers and new entrants may find it easier to compete with larger companies. Over time, AI could reshape the competitive landscape by lowering barriers to entry and accelerating innovation. Okay, that was not as interesting as I thought it was going to be. Wow, dead stream today apparently. Give me 1 second. Okay. Wait, why is this paywalled? This wasn't paywalled last time. Okay, I guess we're not reading that. That's whack. Can't believe that is paywalled. There we go. Found it. I was gonna say, that article's been out for a while. It shouldn't be paywalled anymore. I don't know what's up with the channel. It's like we got a huge boost during the eBay thing, and like the channel was growing, it was going great. Now it's like the worst it's ever been. I mean, yeah, it kind of is. Like, there's nobody here today. Obviously, the people who are always here are here, but like, very odd. Even the views on like the videos and stuff are just like dead. Kind of sucks. Earning like 50 cents a video. It's like, I don't know. It's I guess a bunch of people got wrecked or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of whack though. I can say that. Only a 2-minute read. I don't know if I don't actually want to read that. There's probably nothing to react to there. What's up, Break Nation?
Imagine being able to build.
That's Charlie. I don't want to do that one. I guess we'll just react to a video, because I don't know what else to do.
For eBay, the GameStop, and let's look at Trooper helmet. Can't really make, but let's start with actual news stories here.
So yeah, I don't know. It was great seeing the channel grow, but it was obviously fake. So, is what it is. Probably just bots. Is what it is. Back to back to irrelevance, I guess. I don't know. It's whack. You delete the Discord? Yeah, someone got butthurt because I tried to give Isaiah some advice on selling stuff, and I'm not dealing with that shit. If someone's gonna get butthurt because I don't agree with what they're saying, like, there's been multiple times I've stopped myself from typing because I know someone's gonna get butthurt, and it's just, if I can't even say what I want to say in my own Discord, I don't even want it. I don't even care. So I deleted it because I'm not gonna deal with that shit. If someone's gonna fucking cry and fucking stop watching the stream just because I disagree with them on something I know a lot about, which is selling stuff online. It's like, if you've never sold online and you're trying to say I'm wrong, like, I don't know. I just think it's fucking stupid that people get butthurt, and I'm just not going to deal with that, bro. I'm not gonna have some place where my followers, someone has a bad day and I say something they don't like or something they don't agree with, and then boom, they're gone because of what? Because I don't agree with someone who doesn't know anything about selling something online? Like, whatever. So, yeah, no more Discord. I'm not doing that shit ever again. I gave it a chance, and of course it went exactly how I thought it was going to. I knew that day was coming where someone's gonna get butthurt about something I have to say, because that's just how it goes. I gave it a chance, and I shouldn't even have given it a chance, because I already knew the outcome. I was recording that whole time. I was about to start that, let's see. You think the slow period has anything to do with the house fixing small break, or is the fall off way bigger than what that would have caused? You were only gone a few days. I mean, I'm sure it has some part of it. You know, I was uploading 2-3 videos a day, streaming every single day. I'm sure a lot of people had me in their like routine and was starting to build that routine, and then I just stopped streaming, stopped uploading videos. So I'm sure that's a huge part of it, but also, you know, the stock was up during those times, and now the stock's down. So a bunch of people probably FOMO'd in at like $25 plus and got absolutely smoked, and is what it is. I mean, it's been the same fucking rinse and repeat cycle for the past 2 years. Everyone gets all excited when it's up 25, 30, and then when it goes back down, nobody's excited anymore, because realistically, there's probably not as many investors as you think. I would say. I'm sure most of the people are traders and try to pretend like they're investors. So, you know, they're just trying to time the market. And if that's not the case, you know, it probably is just the consistency aspect. And it's pretty annoying, actually, because the channel was going very well. And we had like 20, 30 people in here consistently. The videos were doing great. But now it's just back to where it was, like when I wanted to quit. Like, we just literally got reset, basically. So it's fucking stupid, man. It just makes me not even want to do this, because I can't even grow my fucking stream. I appreciate everyone here, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, anyone who's supported the channel for a long time, I really appreciate you guys. But it's just fucking, I don't know. It's just disheartening, for a lack of a better term. It's like, is this how it's gonna go? You know, I've already been doing it for 2 years, and it's just the same cycle over and over again. You know, what's 2 more years gonna look like? Am I still gonna be sitting here with 10 viewers and like barely getting any views on any video I post? Like, that's just not sustainable, and it sucks ass, because I love doing this, but it's just, the reality is it's not sustainable. I'm a real dude. That Discord lasted 5 minutes. I tried, bro. I tried to give the Discord a chance, but I knew eventually I was gonna say something that someone disagreed with, and of course it's something stupid like selling shit online, because I don't know who it is in the stream chat, but just someone who what happened is Isaiah asked the Discord, you know, should he sell his stuff on Whatnot instead of eBay? And I gave him, you know, I told him Whatnot's trash. Like, don't sell on Whatnot, you won't sell your stuff. eBay, you can sell anything on, and it will sell eventually. Like, unless you're doing live selling on Whatnot, it's a waste of your time, and you don't even know what you're going to get for your item on Whatnot, so it's a waste of time. And then some person's, like, getting mad at me because they said post on both, and, like, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think you should post on both platforms, because what happens if you sell the item on both platforms? Well, then you got to go in and cancel the item, and it ruins your rate. At least on eBay, it ruins your rating to cancel items like that. Or, yeah, unless the seller agrees to it. And it's just not even good. But, of course, you know, someone who has never even sold anything online before thinks I don't know what I'm talking about, even though I've been selling I mean, I haven't sold really much online the past couple of years, but I've sold shit online for the past like 4 or 5 years consistently, and I don't know, it's just annoying. So they got mad and then eventually left, because that's just how it goes, and it's just annoying. And I'm not going to deal with that. If I can't even say what I want to say in my own Discord, and someone's going to get mad because like they think they know more than me, it's just a fucking joke, bro. So I just don't even want to have that opportunity, you know? I just don't even want to have that opportunity. And I already knew that was going to happen anyway. I knew it was either going to be someone gets mad at something I say, or it's going to be some like drama thing like it was last time, where people are messaging outside of the stream and creating problems that I don't want to deal with. Like, I like living a nice, peaceful life. You know, I don't need that fucking shit, bro. I'm just trying to chill. Bro. Not everybody can handle the truth. Yeah, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous how someone with no experience on the topic thinks that they know more than someone who actually has experience on the topic. It's just ridiculous. It's like, sure, if you've sold something online before, all right, that's fair. But that person probably has never sold. Like, I don't know. I'm only judging by the way they acted, but I don't think that person's ever sold anything online before. So how can you even have an opinion on that? It's fucking annoying, bro. You're talking about someone who's sold shit online for the past 5-6 years, maybe even longer. I don't really remember when I started my first eBay account, but like, how can you have an opinion on something you've never even done and think I'm like wrong about it? Ugh. Yeah, I don't want to sit and harp on this topic too much, but it just bugs me. And that's why the Discord got deleted, because that shit just is so annoying, bro. And now, you know, I lost a follower because they think they're smarter than they actually are. It is what it is. And I just don't want to deal with that. At least, you know, on the stream, I feel like people aren't as combative, I don't know how to say it, combative on the stream. Like, obviously we get trolls and weird people here, but like, people don't disagree much with what I have to say on stream, because I think it's like a cadence. Is cadence the right word? Yeah, it's like a cadence or something. It's like when I'm trying to explain something by talking, it's a lot different than typing, because I feel like the way I type is so like vague. And I mean, I don't know. There's just something about it. There's just something about the way I type or something that gets people the wrong way. Goes 20 to 29 over and over. Most traders get kicked in the nuts regularly. Oh yeah. It's pretty normal for GameStop related channels. Views are always higher when the stock price goes up. Yeah, but it would still be nice to see some growth, you know, like outside of GameStop. Like, sure, I get, you know, majority of what we talk about is GameStop, whatever, but like, that's not what my life is, bro. Like, GameStop is not that special. It's a number on a fucking screen. You know, it's a real legitimate business, but in reality, it's just a number on a screen. It really doesn't mean much. So it'd be, you know, it would just be nice to, well, I mean, we do have real people here, so what am I complaining about? I have nothing to complain about. The fact that I can even start this stream and people show up is pretty fucking insane. Let's be real. Whether it's 5, 10, 20, 100 people, like, the fact that I can just click start stream and anyone shows up is actually incredible, but that's not really the point. It's more just the sustainability of it, I guess. The sustainability is what worries me, because for now, this is the only thing I have as far as like a money source. It used to be trading, you know, I used to trade a bunch, and like, that was great, but I haven't traded in so long because I'm dedicated to this fucking stupid investment that may or may not even work out, you know? eBay is greater than Whatnot unless you have a massive following. I think Whatnot also depends like what items you have, you know? You gotta have like very specific items to sell on Whatnot, I would say. Very specific items. Like, I don't think Whatnot's a bad platform or anything like that. It's just eBay is way better. And it's like, you actually want to sell your stuff, you're going to sell it on eBay. There's not people on Whatnot, like, looking up random used items, you know? That's what eBay's for. eBay's the place you go to search up, like, random used items. Not Whatnot. Whatnot's where you go to buy, like, some fucking trading cards or, like, some clothes or shoes or something, you know? KCR! Hopefully you're still here, KCR. Sorry, I just barely got to your message. Hearing you, I do watch all your videos. Had a hard couple of months. Have dealt with a lot of anxiety, not regarding Gme, but regarding some other stuff that drained me. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, KCR, but hopefully things get better. And I get it, man. Not, you know, I don't expect people to, like, come here and watch the stream. It's not really. There's a lot of people that have came and went, and it sucks, you know. You know, I want you guys here every day, but reality's totally different, you know? Not a lot of people have time to sit and watch a stream, you know? Got real lives and things to do. And the past week or two is opened my eyes drastically on how the normal person, quote unquote, I don't know, normal person lives their life, because I haven't had time to fucking stream or make videos, and it really opened my eyes on how, like, potentially other people view the world. And I've had pretty much free time for the past few years. Like, I've pretty much done whatever I wanted, and it's really only the past 2 weeks where, like, I've just realized how much time I actually had on my hands. And yeah, it's just different, I guess. Not a lot of people have that same and it's not even like they don't have the same time. It's just what you're putting your time into, you might not have the energy to, like, put it into something else. I think that's more what it is than the actual, like, time aspect. It's definitely like an energy aspect. You really only have so much energy, I would say, to focus. And yeah, just to focus, I suppose. I've sold over 500 items this year on the old eBay. Damn, that's quite a bit, bro. That's quite a bit. I don't think I've definitely sold over 1,000 items, maybe 2, but I haven't sold much. I haven't sold much, especially the past year or two. It's really the, like, 2020 to 2023, I would say, was my huge eBay. When I was just selling a lot. I just had a lot of stuff. And I was finding a lot of stuff. I was finding so much stuff to flip randomly. And, you know, I still find stuff to flip today, but I'm just not. Like, I saw fucking Secrets of Strixhaven play boxes at Walmart like 2 weeks ago. And it was literally like $800 profit just sitting on the shelf. And I didn't even, like, think about buying it. I'm so dumb. Like, they were like $56, and those play boxes are selling for like $150. It's crazy. I'm like, damn, why didn't I buy those? I'm just lazy now, I think. GameStop made me lazy, bro. GameStop made me hella lazy. Ruben! What's up, Ruben? How you doing, man? Grady, what's up, Grady? How you doing, bro? People are also sensitive pussies nowadays. Very true. Very true. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit sensitive too, but I just want to keep everything in the stream, I guess. Like, I liked the aspect of people, like, sharing stuff and, you know, when things were actually happening. That was cool, but it just sucks that I can't, like, say what I want to say in my own Discord without someone getting upset. So, you know, I'd rather just not even have the opportunity to make someone upset. If someone wants to get upset, they can come on the stream. Because You know, the stream's a little different. Like, I just turn on stream and I just start talking, and I don't really think about what I'm saying. I mean, sometimes I think about what I'm saying, but for the most part, I'm just trying to entertain as much as I can, even though this stream probably isn't that entertaining. You know, when I'm on Discord, I'm like, I'm just, you know, chilling. So when someone's getting upset when I'm just trying to chill, that kind of sucks. It's literally a number on a screen. I check fidelity and it's just literally a number. Exactly. I mean, there's a real business behind it for sure. And, you know, that's what a lot of us focus on. But it is just a number on a screen. Kaluka! How you doing, Kaluka? Still here. I was hoping I found the love of my life, but her indecisive stance and my nervous system decided otherwise. I ended up seeing each other yesterday. She wasn't emotionally available. Ah, I'm sorry to hear that, KCR. At least you got the opportunity, though, bro. At least I'm sure you learned a lot being with that person, and you learned what you liked, you learned what you didn't like, and it sucks that, you know, she wasn't emotionally available, because that's what girls should do. Like, that's the girl's fucking job, is to be emotionally available. But it is what it is. You know, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You'll find someone else, though. You'll find the one that actually, like, wants to be with you and actually cares. I hope, you know. Hopefully it's out there. I want to, you know, I want to say that it's out there, but just judging from my own experience, it's tough to, like, be certain about that, you know? But I would just say take it as, like, a learning experience. I would say that's going to be the best course of action, I would say. Because, you know, there was probably things you liked, and there was probably things you didn't like. And you'll be able to, you know, see those things next time. And maybe before you get too dedicated or whatever it may be. When the acquisition goes through, I'll open an eBay account myself. Nice. I mean, only open an eBay account if you're actually going to sell on there. Well, I guess you can buy on there too, but on to the next. Dr. Phil arc of Roaring Court. The Dr. Phil arc. Nah, KCR is an OG, man. KCR is an OG. He's been here since the beginning. He's changed a lot the past couple years. So it's, you know, a little bit different. I don't know KCR, because I believe he lives in the, I actually don't remember, Netherlands or something? I can't remember exactly. So I don't know. I don't actually know him, but we've had a lot of interactions throughout the years. Belgium. I was close, right? Isn't that close? Isn't that close? How close was I? I don't know if I was that close. That's gotta be close, right? Maybe not. Maybe not that close. Somewhere in Brussels. I don't know my European geography that well. I'll be honest. I was decently close. You gotta give me some credit there. You gotta give me some credit. A little bit of credit, you know? Just a little bit. In Bruges is one of my favorite movies. That's all I know about Belgium. I've never seen that. What's that? Bruges? In Bruges? I don't think I've seen that before. 2008? Good lord. really showing your age here. Showing your age here. I was like 13 or something when this came out. I was a young buck. I don't know exactly how old I was. Somewhere around there, probably. Alright. Let's, I saw it for the first time during the pandemic. Ah, nice. It's a holy, I just had a, I just couldn't even say what I was trying to say. Is it worth watching? Should I check it out? I have a tough time with movies, but maybe I could check it out. Alright, I'm gonna react to this for a second. Hopefully we can get a nice clip out of it. We'll see. It's not very long. And obviously this is pretty old at this point. Almost a month old. I'm reacting. I'm slow, man. Ugh. The frickin' the plumbing thing has really set me behind here. It's dark humor if that's your thing. Sometimes. I guess it just depends on the... I guess it just depends. I like dark humor. I mean, I... pressed record? I did. I pressed record this time. I watch Kill Tony, so... I feel like that's pretty dark sometimes. Alright. Let's get into this. Let's see if we can make a decent stream clip out of this. If I remember right, these guys' take is really bad. I think I already tried to react to these guys.
Everybody, GameStop announces shocking buyout offer for eBay. This comes from Eddie McHugh at GameSpot. GameStop submitted a non-binding proposal to acquire 100% of eBay for $125 per share, split 50-50 between cash and GameStop stock. GameStop says it already has a 5% economic stake in eBay and frames the deal as a way to turn eBay into a bigger Amazon competitor. GameStop is much smaller than eBay, so the whole pitch is Ryan Cohen attempting to convert his meme stock stuff. You know, when the meme stocks.
I think it's crazy that they denied this offer because it was just so attractive for shareholders. And I've been thinking a lot about this recently. I wonder if Ryan owns shares of eBay. And also Nat Turner. I don't think a lot of people talk about Nat Turner. Nat Turner might be a very large holder of eBay shares, potentially, because, you know, he doesn't hold GameStop shares. He's on the board of GameStop, and he's supposed to own GameStop shares, but he might be a massive investor in eBay, potentially, and that would be super positive because eventually, you know, Ryan Cohen taking over is going to go to a shareholder vote, most likely.
Stuff was really popping off. They sold a bunch of stocks, GameStop did, and they, diluted their shares even so they could sell into it even more. They have something like $9 billion in the bank. They want to like take that money and do something more with it.
Is it really dilution if like you did the stock offering at all-time highs of the stock and you raised billions of dollars and then the stock just goes back to where it was trading prior to the squeeze? I think that's very of course it is dilution, but it could be like accretive dilution potentially, because, you know, in turn, sure, you're lowering the market cap of the stock with the dilution, you're lowering your ownership, but now you have billions of dollars on the balance sheet, so there is a trade-off there, because potentially, you know, the stock would have sold off anyway, even if they didn't do the share offering. So I don't know. I think what GameStop / Ryan Cohen did during the squeeze was phenomenal, because squeezes usually don't last. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people would argue that he ruined the squeeze and the shares would be worth more if he didn't do that. But I think that's extremely debatable.
And that is buying eBay. Fame, it's worth pointing out that Ryan Cohen, who is the CEO of GameStop and is the guy, the mastermind behind this, doesn't know his ass from a rat hole. He is a truly stupid man. And
how can you even say that about Ryan Cohen? Have you not seen his track record? He built Chewy. He turned GameStop from a company losing hundreds of millions of dollars to making hundreds of millions of dollars, potentially making over $1 billion this year. And now he wants to pursue eBay, which is crazy, but like, how can you say Ryan Cohen is an idiot? That's wild. If you think Ryan Cohen's stupid, you're kind of just calling yourself stupid, because Ryan Cohen is a G. He has done some extraordinary things in his business career. And what have you done? You just make YouTube videos. I make YouTube videos. What we do is simple. Creating a multi-billion-dollar business is something none of us would even be able to fathom.
And you could tell that, man, the people that report on this from like an economic standpoint or financial standpoint, like on CNBC this morning, Fame, they did an interview with Ryan Cohen, and they were just so desperately trying to get him to be normal about this. And through the whole interview, he was just being one of the dumbest people alive.
I feel like these guys watched like a TikTok of that interview, and that's what they're basing their opinion off of, instead of actually watching the whole interview. Because the whole interview was actually pretty good. He gave them quite a bit of information, even though they were being super hostile.
Allegedly. I'm alleging that. So it was just like, oh, he doesn't have a plan. This is just one of those things where he spent a weekend, and this is a joke now. Now I'm not alleging anything. Doing ketamine, and came back and it's like, hey guys, I have a great idea. Let's go ahead and buy eBay. What do you make?
I'd be extremely surprised if Ryan Cohen did drugs at all. Like, Ryan Cohen probably doesn't even drink. Let's be honest. He's probably sober as a judge.
Look at this, because I don't even know where to start, Fame.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I have maybe a year ago, I've said it out loud that I did not want GameStop to go under, because it was the last of our big box. It's about video.
It's
games,
important
right?
for competition.
Yes. But now,
wow, someone who actually like thought GameStop was, they didn't want GameStop to go under. That's kind of cool. That's a interesting take. Most people are just super negative about it, but obviously it's about to take a turn.
GameStop over the last year has made a big transition to where it's not about the games anymore. It's about trading cards. Let's keep it a buck. Buying eBay is about Pokemon. It is 100% about...
Buying eBay is not about Pokemon. Buying eBay is about expanding the product category to every single category in the world. You can sell everything on eBay. And as far as I'm aware, trading cards is only like 10% of eBay's business, so just not a very good take there. eBay is so much more than trading cards and collectibles.
Pokemon, right? And so what GameStop did was, as they began to make the transition from, hey, we're all about video games, all being about trading cards and Pokemon, they began to operate like a small store, and by jacking up their price. Like, hey, we're getting stuff from Pokemon at the lowest possible price, and MSRP is 50, but we're going to make it 100. We're going to make it 150, right?
They're doing that because they're trying to compete with scalpers. They don't want scalpers shopping at GameStop, so they're trying to be competitive and keep the scalpers out, and, still having product on the shelves for people who actually want it. They shouldn't have to sell it at MSRP just so a scalper can benefit.
It's all about Pokemon. So now they're looking like, hey, we can go get eBay, because eBay, for all intents and purposes, for people who don't collect Pokemon, for a lot of people, they set the price on a lot of stuff, right? So when you go to a card show and you're trying to sell a Pokemon card, they're going to see what the last few sales were on eBay. Right.
Yes.
And so eBay is pretty much setting the price. If you're on TCG Play, anything, eBay is what's setting the price. So if GameStop, who not only is saying, hey, we're not Target, we're not Walmart, you can come get stuff from us because we're not selling it MSRP, we're selling it for higher, give you the opportunity to come buy it. Now we're going to say, hey, we're going to set the market on what single cards look like. And also, hey, we can kind of manipulate on how much your ETBs cost. This is one big move for them to...
How does that even make sense? eBay doesn't set the price for anything. eBay is just a platform people go to sell. The market sets the price. If someone is selling an ETB for $150 and it's selling for $150, that's how much it's worth. if nobody was buying it $150, they would lower the price to $140, $130. eBay has nothing to do with the pricing of anything. It's all what the market is willing to pay for these products.
Try to hone in and take over the Pokemon market. So with that, I want GameStop to die a very fast and painful death, because you failed in the games media, right? Because gaming changed, right? You can't really go out. A lot of people are buying digital; they aren't buying used games anymore. So that's pretty much fading out, right? And they were scum.
The classic digital versus physical. What's going to happen when that shifts? What's going to happen when people actually want to own the things they buy instead of just getting a digital license? Very interesting how people are still stuck on the digital versus physical. And saying that GameStop's video game business isn't doing well is insane, because I'm pretty sure their video game business is doing extremely well.
Be with that, like, hey, we'll buy your game for $40. We're going to sell it for $60. They were scummy in that. Now they've been scummy in Pokemon. GameStop can die a very painful death right now.
Like, GameStop's business in itself made over $200 million in net income, and that was, without the interest on the cash or any of the other things they did. So to say it's because of trading cards, I'm sure trading cards is a huge portion of why GameStop is successful right now, but the video game side of their business and the collectible side, like toys and apparel, stuff like that, is doing well as also. Like, GameStop has a very core following, and people will buy from GameStop no matter what.
Yeah, right. They had no plan really for gaming, and it showed. And now, and the plan was to just be the middleman and charge as much as possible while paying as little as possible. And that is the only plan here as well. And the people do point out that there is this other side of it where Ryan Cohen, the CEO, could get a big payout if GameStop's stock price goes back over $100 per share. So it's like he's working multiple angles here, right? Where absolutely he looks at eBay as, hey, if we can get in control of manipulating that market a little bit, working with the sellers of Pokemon cards to make sure they're selling for as much as possible and giving them reasons to raise those prices.
It's crazy how people are only focused on the trading card aspect of this. I get that that's the popular narrative, but eBay is such a massive platform. Trading cards is just a tiny little piece of eBay's whole business as a whole. And also, Ryan Cohen's compensation package, he has to buy the shares from his stock option, which is, he gets to buy shares of GameStop at $20.66 per tranche. There's 10 tranches. So if he does get to that $100 billion tranche, he's going to have $35 billion in GameStop shares, but he still has to buy those shares at $20.66. So he has to put up $3.5 billion of his own money to purchase those shares in order to even benefit from the compensation package. He doesn't just get given shares.
Because we are going to see a huge benefit, because we have a lot of those cards sitting in our stores. That is valuable to us. And then if it all blows up, well, in the meantime, this is going to skyrocket the stock price today. And we've seen what the meme traders will do once GameStop gets rolling. They'll all pile in, and he's hoping that this is a to the moon situation, and he'll get paid. Even if it does go through, even if the deal goes through, right? He's going to be financing this with a $20 billion loan, essentially, or $20 billion debt deal. And he's going to get the golden parachute in that situation, where
he won't lose in this situation.
He cannot lose in this situation, right? He is manipulating it all so that he's in a position, no matter what happens, he's probably going to come out doing all right, even if it is selling some stock in this moment for GameStop.
Ryan Cohen will never sell. He's going to only build his position. He's not going to sell. Ryan Cohen doesn't want to pay taxes. He wants to become a multi-billionaire tax-free. And how do you do that? You buy and hold shares that are going to go up forever. These guys have no clue what they're talking about. It's actually insane.
To fund the deal, to buy some more, to buy eBay. eBay's received the deal. It's non-binding. They could say no. Although I guess Cohen said that if they do say no, he's going to take it directly to the investors who own eBay stock. Although, once it reaches that point, I do not think he has the wherewithal and the sort of stick-to-itiveness to see that through. I think it would probably fall through at that point. But
Dude, underestimating Ryan Cohen is crazy. After his track record, these guys must not know who Ryan Cohen actually is. They must not have researched him. They probably just saw that clip for the first time, and that's their first impression of Ryan Cohen. But underestimating Ryan Cohen is a huge risk. It's honestly more risky than just betting on Ryan Cohen.
If GameStop does go away, which really it kind of has, as like for most people do not factor it into their purchasing decision. And so I guess this is maybe more widely like, hey, as retail becomes more diminished as one of the options for us when it comes to purchasing games, as the new next generation of consoles maybe all default launch without a built-in disc drive. What do you think the future of buying games is? Fame, what do you think?
And it sucks because you can't really see it because I kind of move some stuff. I am a big time physical collector. I love physical media. Maybe it's because I'm on the older end of the millennial side. I love physical games.
Wait, why would you love physical games? It's dying. Everyone buys digital media. Why would you love physical product? That's weird.
Right. This is terrible because let's be honest, you're not saying, oh man, I'm going to go to Best Buy today to go look for a game. You're not going into Best Buy for that. You're not going into Walmart for that. You're not going into Target for that. It's an afterthought. You're like, oh snap, they sell video games. Maybe I'll pick up something, right?
They sell video games, but they don't sell used video games, and they definitely don't sell retro video games. At least as far as I'm aware. I haven't been in a Best Buy or a Walmart video game section in a long time, but I'm pretty sure they only sell new games. GameStop's basically the only corporate retail place you can go to buy used retro games or consoles.
For the most part, most of us, luckily for me and like Baron, we're fortunate we get a lot of review copies and stuff like that. But when we go to buy a game, we just wake up the day before and just download it. That's where gaming is going. Physical media is out. And so where I give them credit is because
you can download the game, but you don't actually own it. There's a huge difference between a digital license and actually owning the game.
They're doing something different, but at the same time, like they are dead men walking. It's the gaming space, and trust me when I say I don't think it's a good thing that we're going all digital. I think it's terrible. I think there is a market for, and I don't mean to be on a soapbox. A lot of people can't afford brand new games at $70. They can't. Oh, no way. Right? So people getting games used, that was huge for a big subsection of gamers, right? So now where you can possibly get a game that maybe is a little bit older, possibly used for like $50, everyone went the Nintendo route, PlayStation and Xbox, right? Where these games are going to be $70 all the time, no matter what. You're not getting a discount, right? So I think ultimately for the big consumer, this is going to be bad for us, right? Because everything being digital means everything stays expensive, because what reason do they have to offer you anything cheaper? And they know you're going to buy the game, and it sucks. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I can.
That is a very good point. I something I actually agree with. GameStop's business model is very beneficial to people, because instead of paying $60-$70 for a brand new game, you could potentially get that same game for $40-$50, and it's basically brand new, most likely, if it is one of those $60-$70 games. I mean, unless it's a retro game. Retro, that's a whole different thing, but like, yeah, that's a good point. I don't think he's, really saying that to put GameStop in a positive light, but that is a positive of GameStop's business model.
Definitely see them, especially selling an attachment like they did with the PS5. Like, hey, here's a console with no disc.
We'll do that.
I'm gonna charge you $40 to use a disc. That's bullcrap.
Yeah, and then once that happens, the incentive for most of these companies that are looking at razor thin margins is, well, maybe one day we'll put out a physical version of this, but not at launch. The biggest games absolutely still will. The pro version of these consoles likely will come with that bundled in, or maybe even a disc drive built in. I'm skeptical, but maybe. But they recognize that is still a portion of the audience that they want to make sure that they are fully monetizing. So they'll come up with some option for it. But the middle game and the smaller games, those will, or like even like big games that come from a more independent side, like think Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 did eventually get a physical version. I think that model is probably going to be replicated pretty frequently by games of that scale going forward. It's digital first, maybe PC first, but digital first. And then, you know, if it does very well, here is a $150 physical version for the freaks. And it's like, yeah, that's premium. Yes, exactly. I mean, that's the only way that they like justify it. Yeah, exactly.
That's a pretty interesting idea. I didn't know that about Baldur's Gate, but another interesting idea. I don't really have much to say about it.
So, I mean, we can all see that this is happening. You know, I don't know what you do to fix GameStop other than just like be happy being a video game store. Like
GameStop's already fixed by the man himself, Ryan Cohen. You're welcome.
Like, I mean, right, but it's like they have to keep growing and growing and growing. Someone in chat mentioned it's like eBay is like one of those weird companies, and I'm sure people who've paid attention to eBay can tell me all the things that have been shitified one way or another. But it mostly seems like they're just doing the thing that they said they were going to do. And Ryan Cohen coming in, you know, that is not going to last if that's how this actually goes down. They will try to change that company into something else, forget about its core mission, and that will become a worse experience. And it's like, yeah,
they'll change. Ryan Cohen will change eBay into a larger, more competitive business that will potentially put other sites out of business. Because if it's more competitive to sell on eBay, more people are gonna, you know, more sellers are gonna flock to eBay to sell on there for potential savings. And then what happens to all the other things like Whatnot and Etsy and things like that? If they can't compete with what Ryan Cohen turns eBay into, they're all gone. And then, you know, less competition.
I kind of give him credit.
The GameStop. Yeah.
I kind of give him credit for it. I give him credit, just enough credit to say, hey, at least you're doing something else. You're trying something. It's almost like Xbox. Like, hey, this didn't work. Let's try something else. It might necessarily have worked to perfection, but at least you're doing something
which we're talking
dying.
about.
So
yeah.
Credit for that, but 2 thumbs down for GameStop. Good reason. I can't wait.
Absolutely. I just, yes, it's
2 thumbs up for GameStop. 4 thumbs up for Ryan Cohen, baby.
It's like I want Ryan Cohen out of here, and GameStop needs to, change its stripes.
Why do they hate Ryan Cohen so much? Just because they watched that little clip and now they have a negative perception on him? Like, if you actually go do your research on Ryan Cohen, he's a good guy, and he has a very positive track record in business. Extremely positive.
So get out of here. All right, up next, Halo 2 and Halo 3 remakes are reportedly in...
Well, I guess that's the end of that. That wasn't bad. 20 minutes? A 20-minute stream clip out of that? That's crazy, bro. A 20-minute stream clip out of that? That's impressive. That was impressive. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. Kill Tony's great. Oh yeah, I watch not every Monday, but I watch every week. I love Kill Tony. It's a good show. Be funny if that is the way Nat Turner ended up owning GameStop. I think Nat Turner is an eBay shareholder. I swear I've watched like an interview with him where he talks about it, but I don't remember. But that would make sense, you know. It would make sense why he isn't buying GameStop shares, because if GameStop and eBay are gonna merge or whatever, he would already be a shareholder. And he's the only person on the board who doesn't have shares of GameStop, so I think it would make sense why... I think it would make sense if he was like a 4% owner or something of eBay. Accretive. Don't use the S word. Buy low, sell high. In other news, businessman does business things. Power Ranger, what's up, bro? Keep on preaching to these uneducated fools. We know the truth and what is to come. Cheers. 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 Appreciate you, Power Ranger. Appreciate you, bro. Why do people act like he's just going to get a check when we reach those levels? These idiots just spewing misinformation that they heard from other idiots. Exactly. Nobody does their research, bro. They're just trying to spin the popular narrative, and that's what gets clicks. That's what gets engagement. People don't want to hear like my perspective, They don't want to hear the positives, and yeah. They also don't want to buy GameStop shares because, look at the chart. It hasn't really moved. So, someone looking at this, and then you look at something like fucking Nvidia the past year or whatever. It's only gone straight up. There's a reason why people don't care about this stuff. It's too like short-term thinking, Too short-term. And then once, if, I don't know, I'll just say if, I never like to be like, I never like to be super, bullish on GameStop. Obviously I am, but like, I never like to be like, yeah, it's for sure gonna go up. So if it goes up, eventually people will figure it out. But if it just continues to trade, $20 to $30, because they always dilute or do something anytime it hits $30, people are just never gonna care about it, because if the stock price isn't going up, people aren't making money, so it's not relevant to them. And I think that could be advantageous to some of us. We'll see. As so far, it's been a trader's world. If you've been trading this stock, you've been crushing. But maybe we'll get a benefit if this deal goes through or something, and maybe we'll get a nice re-rating on the stock. Who knows, man? Who knows? The award compensation plan will adjust with the acquisition. That's fair. It should. Maybe. I think that's debatable, but we'll see. I would like to agree with that. That sounds right, but I think we'll see. Eat, Trade, Travel, how you been? Good to see ya. Was thinking the same thing. Has to math their narrative. Yeah, and nobody wants to be the nerd talking positively about GameStop, Only losers talk positively about GameStop. The popular narrative is to be negative and say Ryan Cohen sucks and GameStop sucks. Like, that's the popular narrative. You don't want to go off and have a contrarian narrative. You want to have the popular narrative so people like you. I think that's probably a huge part of it. If like one of these large channels came in and talked positively about GameStop, it probably wouldn't be as popular as them just coming on and having an uneducated take. I think the uneducated take is the popular one, so that's what people are going to continue to spew out. What time is it? 11:30. One second. I need to go grab a water. I'm back. A lot of these videos are coming out right now to spread FUD and sway voters when it comes to the proposed options that are being voted on. I disagree. I think these people just want to make a... I think if you aren't a YouTuber and you don't make money through YouTube, I could see how you have the the perspective that it's like FUD and paid shills, whatever. Like, I could see how you have that perspective, but that's just not reality. These people make YouTube videos for a living. This is how they make a living. So, you know, they're going to make a video about the popular thing, the current popular thing, and they're going to have the current popular narrative as their topic on the video or their perspective on the video. Like I said, if someone came on and had a positive perspective on GameStop, one of these large channels, it wouldn't get views. Nobody would care. The popular narrative is to be negative and call Ryan Cohen an idiot, call GameStop trash. And you want to follow the popular narrative if you want to continue to make money on YouTube and continue to make a living on YouTube. People like me, I mean, just look at the channel. Look at the comparison of their videos and their subscriber count and versus mine. Granted, they've probably been doing this longer, and they talk about other topics besides this, but this is people's livings you're talking about. If you're under the impression that it's paid shills or FUD, you need to get off Reddit, because that's just not real. People are trying to make a living. People need to make money. And a lot of these people, how do they make money? Is through YouTube. So it wouldn't make any sense for them to have a positive perspective on GameStop. It makes 100% perfect sense to have the same perspective as everyone else, because that's what's going to get the clicks. That's what's going to get the engagement. That's what people care about. People like negativity, people like hate, and that's YouTube. That's content. That's media. that's when you see a positive article on the news, you aren't clicking on it. But when you see something negative on the news, oh, you're clicking on it. You're talking about it. So you have to look at it from a media perspective and not the Reddit perspective, because the Reddit perspective is wrong. It's 100% wrong. These people get paid per view. 1,000 views is like $4. How much did that video get? Can we go back?
So
Yeah.
Can we go back? Oh, it's a stream. 5.8K. So, you know, not huge views on that. It is a stream, though. If they made a video on GameStop, it'd probably be a little different, but it doesn't look like they do that. It looks like it's mostly a gaming channel. But either way, you know, 6,000 views, 6 times 4, they made $24 off that. But, you know, this is probably one of the smaller channels we've watched, I would say. I mean, they have a lot of subscribers, you know, almost 250K, but as far as views go, this is definitely one of the smaller channels we've reacted to. All the other ones have hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, so they made hundreds of dollars talking about that. These guys, not so much. These guys just make gaming content and were reporting on the news for their stream. It wasn't even a dedicated stream on that topic. It was just a little segment in the stream. The same shit they do every week, it looks like. They just report on current events. Really hope we can all laugh in the end of being right and ask the haters what they were talking about the last couple of years. Honestly, like, you shouldn't care what people say. Like, obviously, you know, I do it because I'm making content. But, like, in reality, I don't give a fuck what these people say, dude. You think I care that someone thinks Ryan Cohen's an idiot or thinks GameStop's a trash business? I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I'm just being 100%. These people's opinions is completely irrelevant to me. Even the even the positive narratives on GameStop are irrelevant to me, because I've done the research myself. I know what the potential future looks like. Any outside opinion, positive or negative, is irrelevant. You should just live your life, enjoy your life, not care what random people on the internet you've never met have to say. Like, I know there's a lot of people out, maybe not in here right now, but there's a lot of people that would watch that video and actually get upset by their opinion. Why? Why do you care what some random YouTuber has to say about GameStop? Because you don't agree with it? I don't think that's a good reason to be upset. Like, I can agree with you in some way, but in reality, I just don't care, bro. If someone has a negative view on GameStop, good for them. If someone has a positive view on GameStop, good for them. Like, that their perspective on the world doesn't affect my world or how I approach the world, what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. I think it's I'm just making content, so like, I react and say shit, but like, the reality is I don't care what any of these people have to say. Show me the incentive, I'll show you the result. I don't really know what you mean by that. I think a lot of people have just been on Reddit too much. And you guys are way too subscribed to like the tinfoiler like opinion, which is fine. Like, if that's what makes you happy, that's fine, but I just don't think that's reality. Okay. It's 1:30. Hopefully the plumbers get here sometime soon. I guess we'll react to one more.
Can you watch the GameStop CEO video?
This guy just is like watching the interview, I think. Oh no, he's not. Okay, he has a full-on video. And then I think it transitions into Donnie J or something here. Not really exactly sure. But I guess we'll find out here. See, like this guy, 396k views. How much you think he made? 396,000 divided by 1,000 times 4. He made $1,500 to make this video. You think he's a paid shill? Okay. I mean, like I said, you can have that perspective if it makes you happy, but I don't know if I agree with that. He made his bag. He makes a bag every time he uploads a video. Let's see what his newest post has. 267,000 views. Oh, nice $1,000 real quick. I mean, some of the views could be view botted, whatever, but like, this is what people do to make a living. It's not paid shills. It was just a popular topic. This guy doesn't even talk about like anything related to, he mostly talks about Donald Trump, it looks like. This was just a super popular thing that people were talking about. Arca, what's up, Arca? I'm 6 cents away of becoming a bag holder. Damn, bro. How you gonna hold that heavy bag, bro? How you gonna hold that heavy bag, dude? I don't know how you're gonna do it, bro. That's crazy. What's up, Arca? How you doing, bro? Alright, let's react to this, and then hopefully by some miracle, the plumbers will be here by the time I'm done. Probably not, but it's getting to the point where they said 12 to 5, which is a joke. So hopefully they come at 12. I need to make some deadlifts to hold it. It's some heavy weight. Triag does talk about business a lot, but he doesn't take himself that seriously. His business podcast is called Lemonade Stand because it's the only thing we're qualified to run. Interesting. See, no, he's a paid chill, Grady. Come on. Come on, Grady. Get with the times, bro. Yeah, I did my research on Reddit, bro. He's a paid shill. All right, shill. FUD. All right, I'll stop.
Can you watch the GameStop CEO video?
Almost didn't press record, chat. Almost didn't press record. Whew. That was a close one.
Can you watch the GameStop CEO video on CNBC? You can link me, maybe I'll watch it. GameStop CEO, let's see. This is peak. Far be it from me to ignore peak.
The audience, and I know a lot of people are going to ask, how does the math? Given the price tag, $56 billion, given the market cap of GameStop, which is a fraction of that, I know you have this $20 billion financing letter from TD, but sort of walk us through how you could get to that price and how it would work.
It's on our website.
Half cash and half stock, baby. Come on. Get with the program.
It's half cash, half stock, but the details are on our website.
It's pretty insane that I'm reacting to a reaction video. That's some serious meta shit right there. That's some serious meta.
Can you help? I've read them, but can you help our audience understand them?
Yeah, which part exactly?
Well, I think we could start with the idea that the market cap of GameStop is, call it, $11 billion.
Is he laughing because he thinks Ryan Cohen's stupid, or is he laughing because Ryan Cohen's hilarious? We'll see.
You have $9 billion on your balance sheet. Arguably, if you're providing effectively all of your stock, and then the cash that gets you to 20. You have this letter from TD. That's another 20. We're now at 40, but we're still off by, call it, 16.
His chat is just like, this dude is so high, bro. Yeah, Ryan Cohen, bro. You know Ryan Cohen was smoking a fatty blunt before this interview. That's just the type of guy he is, you know?
And the 20, as far as I understand, while it's considered a highly confident letter, meaning TD saying they're highly confident that they would provide the financing, it's not locked financing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I hear.
Let's be like, who watches? I mean, I guess Grady watches this, but is he gonna like say anything, or is he just gonna laugh? Like, how do you? This is the worst reaction channel ever. This is worse than my channel.
You, I understand that. I'm just trying to understand where the rest of the money would come from.
Wait, this clip is so peak.
It's half cash, half stock.
Dude, you don't have the cash.
I hear you. I'm just saying that math doesn't get you to the.
How's this guy gonna say he doesn't have the cash when they literally got a very confident letter from TD Bank for $20 billion, and GameStop in itself is sitting on like $10 billion, and then they can just raise the money through shares. Pretty easy, actually. It's very simple to understand.
To the price that you're offering.
So Ryan, that's a pretty straightforward question. I don't get it. Like, where's the rest of the money coming from?
I don't understand your question. We're offering half cash, half stock, and we have the ability to issue stock in order to get the deal done. But the full details of the offer.
I don't know if anyone noticed that little part right there, but as Ryan Cohen's talking, she's like, that is massively dilutive. It's like, that lady does not. She interviews Warren Buffett. She doesn't know anything about business, bro.
Are on our website.
You know what's fucked is there's some fucking guy on Reddit watching this clip right now going, holy shit, he's a genius. These fucking idiots in the lamestream media can't even.
Yo, all right, that was funny. That was a hilarious take. I'll give him that because he's right. I mean, I didn't think Ryan Cohen was a genius on that, but I did think it was a funny clip. I thought it was hilarious that a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company made a viral clip for social media.
See what they're so far behind. He's so base. Look at his leather jacket. And they're just dumping their money into GameStop right now.
I'm in this waterproof jacket. Shout out my ooh.
Jesus Christ, bro. It's a failing games retailer. Most of you that are pumping it don't even shop there. And you think...
How is GameStop a failing retailer? That's crazy. Someone in the chat said this guy was about business? He must not know business very well. GameStop is not failing. Far from it, actually.
That them taking on, at best, if they magically pulled a rabbit out of their hat, taking on 3 times the value of the entire company in debt, in a high interest debt to buy eBay is gonna turn things around? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
You don't even know the interest on the debt. This guy does need to go back to the lemonade stand, bro. He doesn't know anything about... He needs to go sell a cup of lemonade for like $2. He doesn't know how multi-billion-dollar businesses do business.
Yeah, Pokemon cards. It's so crazy because they couldn't even follow this clip, let alone what I'm saying. They just think, oh yeah, Pokemon cards are kind of hot right now. This is a great idea. And they dump their fucking hard-earned money into GameStop, into this fucking guy's pocket, this grifter. It's so frustrating, but
Ryan Cohen doesn't even take compensation. How does that even make sense? He owns shares that he bought with his own money, and he only makes money if the shareholders make money. Some people, like, do not do their research before they make videos, it seems like.
Kind of beyond it. Like I said, I used to be really worked up about trying to, like, if you keep falling for this, nothing can save you. We are in an era where you're not going to make it. I don't know how to tell you. There's too many scams per minute in the 2020s for you to survive. If you listen to this and you go, damn, this guy's cooking. I can't cover them all. Wait. We gotta.
You don't need to listen to Ryan Cohen to, like, have a positive perspective on GameStop. You just go look at their fundamentals and see how they turn the business around. And I'll say it again. I think Ryan Cohen is a G for making a viral clip. So viral that some of the biggest channels in the world are talking about it.
Example from R Super Stonk. The bad faith interview was an incredible display of poison in.
Oh yeah, here he goes, getting the real DD, bro, going to Super Stonk. There's so many geniuses on Super Stonk. That's where you should go to get your information, is fucking Reddit.
Elect by Ryan Cohen. That interview was a fucking hit job. RC didn't fall for it and instead pushed back asking if they'd read it, putting them on the defensive by calling into question their professionalism. Great job, RC. That was my read on it too. Kind of mind-blowing to me how anyone would think otherwise. From Money Grabber 007. You're mind blown how anyone could think otherwise. But the possibility that this guy is grifting. He doesn't have an answer for a simple math question because he's trying to hype up his stock. That there's no realistic way they can.
How is he trying to hype up his stock? I think he's actually doing the exact opposite. Ryan Cohen does not want the stock to squeeze. He wants people to continue to have a negative view on GameStop and think it's trash and think that he's an idiot. Ryan Cohen literally doesn't care about what people think and how people react to the things he has to say. I would say if he does care, he wants people to think negatively because that's more beneficial to shareholders because we're able to buy more shares at a lower price. Not everything is about the share price going up. If the business continues to grow and Ryan Cohen does purchase eBay and does turn eBay around, the share price should follow. I mean, we'll see, but you think if GameStop, eBay, eBay, whatever, is a company bringing in tens of billions of dollars in net income a year, sitting on 100 billion plus in assets, you think the stock price isn't going to grow with that business?
Get to the amount of money they need to buy eBay. And by the way, if they did, if somehow some banks were willing to loan them on this terrible idea, it would still be horrible because now they're taking on 30 billion plus in debt for a $10 billion company to buy eBay. Why did he even go on CNBC?
I mean, the debt is probably one of the biggest factors for me. Like, that's the biggest unknown. But Ryan Cohen himself said he doesn't want to run a leveraged company, so I think the first thing he would do, or the couple years to come after he acquires eBay, is try to focus on lowering the debt, if not paying it all off. So it's a debt-free business, and every dollar, just like GameStop, goes back into the assets and grows shareholder value. I think, that is ultimately the goal. And if that's the goal, high interest debt doesn't matter that much if they're just going to pay it off super fast.
So pissed to be there, to mog them, to aura farm. How did GameStop stock do today? Shit take 10%. Damn, shit take 10% in a day. Fuck me.
Oh, that's awesome. I love when the stock tanks 10% a day. It's a good time. It's crazy how that's people's focus, is daily stock market price action instead of long-term consistent profitability that the business has shown. The stock price is irrelevant, let's be honest. Anyone who actually is dedicated to this investment probably doesn't care. At least I don't. I don't give a shit about the stock price. I can't speak for everyone else, but I would imagine if you care about the stock price, you're not a dedicated investor, because that is not what this investment is about, I don't think. 5, 10, 20 years from now, sure, the stock price better go up, but in the meantime, the stock price doesn't matter.
Is GameStop worse than Carvana? No, I don't think so. I don't think GameStop as a business is fraudulent. GameStop is a failing games retailer that has somehow found a way to stack billions of dollars of cash from idiots. Idiots give them money every time they print new issues of stock, and they have just built a...
They took advantage of the stock short squeezing, which probably doesn't have anything to do with your average retail investor buying the stock. It's more likely that shorts closed and, it made the stock appreciate very fast. And then when it got back up to those higher prices, they tried to re-short, but instead Ryan Cohen did the stock offering, so potentially they weren't able to re-short like they did last time. I think they did a stock offering in 2021 as well, but yeah, if they would have never done the stock offering during the squeeze, the stock would have went down anyway. Short squeezes don't last.
Huge cash pile, but that's not a scam. They haven't done anything illegal. I think Carvana is an illegal company. I think Carvana is breaking the law. I think if Carvana's books were public, they would all go to jail. The buying eBay thing feels illegal. It's not illegal. It's stupid. They just don't have the money. So the only way they're going to get the money is with a huge gargantuan amount of debt. And it's going to be high interest debt because it's risky. The banks aren't going to give them a sweetheart deal. So eBay makes $2 billion in...
It's crazy how hard this guy's focusing on the debt, because yeah, sure, the debt is the biggest worry, but companies go into debt all the time. The tech companies are raising hundreds of billions of dollars of debt to make AI data centers and invest in AI. What's 20 billion in debt to buy eBay, a real company? Nobody even knows how AI is going to even perform, but yet people are raising hundreds of billions of dollars in debt for it. And now that GameStop wants to raise some debt to buy eBay, it's a problem? That doesn't make any sense.
Profit, it's worth as a whole, the company, $2 billion profit a year, the company's worth $48 billion. GameStop, I don't know how much they make. It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. They make some amount of money, and they're worth, would they say 11?
I don't know how much GameStop makes, but they're a failing business, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is crazy. I wonder if people actually watch this guy and take what he says to heart, or this is crazy. This is a crazy analysis here.
GameStop's worth $11 billion. So if GameStop wants to buy this company, they have to get $48 billion. They can't even pledge all of their stocks, so they don't even have 11. They have some amount of new shares they can issue. So let's say they borrow, I'm just going to say they borrow $40 billion.
Also, isn't GameStop buying only 50% of eBay, and then they're trying to get the shareholders to roll the other 50%? So technically they would only need 25-30 billion to buy eBay. I'm pretty sure.
$1 billion. And then they put some stock up, some part of their ownership, and they buy this company. So now eBay is owned by GameStop, and it still makes $2 billion a year. But now there is a $40 billion debt overhang.
It's not going to be making $2 billion for long. If Ryan Cohen comes in, it's going to be making $5 to $10 billion first year. And then the years after that, man, it could be massive. They could be making 10, 20 billion. Very likely.
With massive yearly interest payments. I don't know the math on what that would be.
They could have that debt paid off in like 3 years if it goes right.
But it's like $1 billion a year. I mean, it's like the amount they have to pay in interest is gargantuan. So now it's $2 billion minus interest payments. So let's say it's minus $1 billion. So now they've spent all this money to acquire eBay, so it makes less profit. The only way this works is if GameStop has some brilliant idea to make eBay better. Do they have some?
This guy must have not did his research, because in the proposal, they said they're going to cut over $2 billion in spend the first year. And they'll probably cut more than $2 billion. That's just what Ryan Cohen is bringing public to the market. Probably could cut 3 to 4, maybe even more.
Way of making eBay more profitable or bigger. But they don't, because they can't even make their own shit work. So that's why it's just dumb. It's like a big headline grabbing idea, but it doesn't make any sense. eBay is fine on its own. eBay is going to take this deal because if someone offers you a fucking $40 billion in cash, you take it. It's their problem now. It's the bank's problem and their problem. It's half cash, half shares. I know that's what he said, but it's not possible. It's not possible to buy a $48 billion company with half cash, half shares, because that would mean $24 billion comes from shares in an $11 billion company. There's no way to make that work. It's not possible. You can't half cash, half shares.
Yeah, I really think that they're only buying half of eBay's business, though, because they're trying to get the shareholders to roll over the other 50%. And if that's a thing they can do, they might not even have to dilute GameStop shares that much.
Read the website? Not with that attitude. Make it eBay as an E.
Yeah, maybe you should read the website instead of just talking out your ass.
Girlfriend kind of thing? Holy shit, $10 billion company. eBay rebrands into eBay. And you can find a Valorant duo, EBAI. Yeah, that could also work. Honestly, if they acquired eBay and turned eBay into a data center company, maybe the whole thing fucking works.
What? Oh, this guy has to be trolling. There's no way this is a real perspective. He has to be trolling. That's crazy, bro.
Maybe it's a fucking data center company that buys in.
AI is complete garbage. I hate AI. I'm the biggest AI hater you know.
NVIDIA chips and rents server space to Anthropic. And somehow they get involved in the circle jerk. I just hope this eBay thing brings back Roaring Kitty, bro. We need one more time of that coked out 100 millionaire looking like someone's got a gun off camera to do another fucking stream where he's like, I like the stock, bye.
Do you think Roaring Kitty does coke? I don't know. I think that's debatable. He doesn't seem like that type of guy. Maybe though, maybe. It's pretty funny though.
I'm in it for the long haul as he opens his tab of short-term 1-week call options. That's my favorite part. Listen,
yeah, but then he exercised them and turned them all into shares. Oh man, this guy has to be trolling. That's wild. He's either trolling very efficiently, or maybe he's just actually this stupid.
I'm a long-term. You see the Pawn Star guy went to the White House? I did see this. So right after I talk about how pawn shops doing well is a recession indicator, we're seeing like a huge surge in pawning, and it's like clearly a bad.
Wait, is that the end of it? I think that might be the end. Okay, that wasn't bad. I actually liked that video, even though it wasn't good. Like, it was a bad perspective. I thought that was pretty funny. Is this the video?
Can you watch the GameStop CEO video on?
Yeah, he changed the title. Okay. Nice. Another clip. What's up, Kenny? How you doing, man? Let's see what you guys are talking about. He sells Enron hats. 5 cents waiver for coming up a non-paid shill. Oh, now that any person that doesn't live under a rock already knows that half cash, half stock. You can't watch CNBC being sober. Oh, what's up, Isaiah? How you doing, man? I want to have a failure business earning 400 million a year. Yeah, that's a failing business. You didn't know? No debt, 400 million a year. Trash. Doesn't Break Nation legitimately sell lemonade like a boss? He sells what is it called? Gelato. Hype up his stock when company acquires another one, its stock goes down. How is this a pump and hype? Does he know anything about how markets work? Apparently not. Apparently not. I'm doing good, Kenny. I'm doing good. Appreciate you. I want to fail. No retail bought those offerings, as he assumed. Other companies make offerings and the event don't go fully. GameStop finish any offering within days. Most companies do offerings because their business is declining and their stock is declining, and they're just trying to survive or find a way to survive. So they just dilute the shit out of their shareholders to raise a bunch of cash. And, you know, they're just kind of delaying the inevitable. GameStop, as far as I know, is the only company that has done a stock offering while the stock was up massively. Instead of data centers and AI, let's make rockets and merge with SpaceX. Is that really a $1 trillion market cap IPO? Is that real? I thought I saw that somewhere. I haven't really looked into the SpaceX IPO, but I thought I saw somewhere that it was like a $1 trillion IPO. That's a fucking joke. I don't think a Troic actually knows the story. He just thinks it's a scam. He's pretty big on wanting people to avoid getting got. That's fair then. That's fair. I think he should try to have a more educated perspective if he has a business YouTube channel, though. Obviously, you know, he's just trying to jump on the hype train, and again, you know, the popular narrative is negative, so, you know, that's, even if he does know GameStop's business, he's not going to say that he does and that he thinks it's good or whatever. The popular narrative is GameStop's trash, it's failing, blah, 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 you know. So, is what it is. 2 trillion? Holy. That's insane. Starlink's the only actual thing of value in SpaceX. I agree, Starlink is pretty cool. Sleo. What's up, Sleo? I don't think I've ever seen that name in here before. How you doing? How you doing, Sleo? 1 second. Okay. Alright, it's 12. So hopefully the plumber is coming soon. My first time, how you doing? I'm great. I'm doing great, Sleo. Thanks for asking. I'm doing great. I hope here in a few hours I'll be doing even better. Hopefully the plumber comes through clutch. Cause then if the plumber does their job, all I gotta do is pack the pipe in, get some gravel, and then fill the trench. Not much. Well, obviously I gotta lay the concrete too, though, but my friend's doing that, so that's nice. Starlink's pretty legit. If you ever want to live in a van down by the river, make sure you get a Starlink. Oh yeah. Gonna watch your delivery video on your e-bike. I saw you was live and I joined. Thought it was about e-bikes, but this is more interesting. Oh no, I haven't done e-bike content for like 3 years or something like that. I wish I was still doing e-bike content. That was the most successful content I've ever done, for sure. At least the DoorDash e-bike content. I've made a few like random e-bike videos that didn't do that well. And that's why I don't make them anymore, because it was mostly the DoorDash stuff that was interesting. SpaceX is getting fast-tracked into index funds, so mom and dad's 401ks are going to get exposed to this huge rocket ship-sized mass of dog water. Maybe. I guess it depends on their profitability, because you do have to have positive EPS, at least to get in the S&P. I can't speak for other index funds. They all have their own different requirements, but if SpaceX isn't profitable, it's not getting in any index fund, no matter how large the market cap is. All right, see ya, Leo. Have a good one, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Are these plumbers here? I think I might have heard something. I'm just hearing things, bro. I'm just hearing things. I'm too excited. I just wanted this to get done, bro. I've had like the worst, like, I don't know. Kind of frustrated about this plumbing thing. I hope it goes well, because I'm sick of it. S&P reviewing special changes for mega cap companies for inclusion. Business Insider has an article about it. I'll check it out. Probably not gonna react to anything else. I don't know when these guys are gonna be here. This. Is this what you're talking about? S&P weighs new index rules to speed up addition of mega IPOs. This what you're talking about? Shortened amount of time a company needs to be public before being eligible to indexes to 6 months versus the current 12. Changes mean that billionaire SpaceX could potentially the S&P faster. I think they're just changing the time on it. You still have to meet the requirements. And I'm pretty sure one of the requirements is you have to have positive EPS. And I just doubt this is going to have positive EPS. Maybe it will, but I don't know. Any changes would be adopted prior to the market open on June 8th. Consultation periods open until May 28th. Nasdaq's in. Yeah, I think they're just I don't think they're changing anything besides the amount of time you have to be a public company. There's still requirements you need. And whether SpaceX meets those requirements or not is very debatable. I mean, MSTR tried to get in the S&P and they got denied probably because they're not profitable. I think you have to be I think you have to have positive EPS for multiple quarters as well. I don't think you can just have one quarter of positive EPS and then boom, you're in the S&P. I think it has to be multiple quarters. Let's see. I know we've looked this up before, but I just forget. Inclusion criteria. Let's see, market cap threshold, 22.7 billion. Public float and liquidity, 10% of its shares must be available to the general public. Financial viability. GAAP net income from continuing operations must be positive in most recent quarters. Sum of GAAP net income from continuing operations over the 4 most recent consecutive quarters must also be positive. So there's a few things. I wouldn't want I wouldn't want SpaceX in my 401k, or if I was an S&P investor, I wouldn't want that in there. So probably won't happen. Jared, what's up, Jared? How you doing, man? There's this article. I don't know if I want to read right now. My throat's kind of messed up. Man, that's probably a good article, though. Yeah, I don't know if I can react to anything more. I can't even really talk right now. My last point is just that rating agencies participated in the global financial crisis. I don't trust them to protect us from anything. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to. There's still requirements. If they don't meet the requirements, they're not getting in. It's plain and simple. If they meet the requirements, then there's no risk because they met the requirements. That's all I can say about that. But that IPO is going to go terribly. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money on that IPO. I bet there's a lot of trading opportunity there. Like if you're a day trader, potentially that could be an interesting trade, but most people are going to get wrecked on that, I would say. Oh, and my frames are dropping. That's really cool. And the stream's lagging. Not cool, not cool. But we'll see. I'm glad I'm a GameStop investor. I don't even have to worry about that. I don't gotta worry about that. Yeah. I'll go through news for a second, but probably gonna get out of here soon. Micron hit 1 trillion. I got a couple good stream clips though. Hopefully I can get my voice back at some point so I can make more than 2 stream clips. My voice is like messed up. Still kind of sick, I think. Wells Fargo to offer mortgage incentives on 3D printed homes. 3D printed homes are weird. Yeah. I don't know, I don't think there's really any news to talk about that I want to talk about. What? Doritos launches 250K contest to build landmarks out of chips. What? Build famous US landmarks out of Dorito chips for a chance to win 250K. Build Bold contest May 26th. Encouraging participants to create edible versions of iconic American monuments using Dorito chips and upload their creations online. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, actually. Participants can also enter sweepstakes once per day for weekly prizes, including a Doritos branded cooler, speaker, beach towel, and gift card. Oh, it's a Doritos branded cooler? That'd be sick. That's how you know you're here to party, bro. That's how you know you're here to party. Doritos contest page includes a workbench section that offers fans tips on building their creations, including advice on stacking techniques, adhesives, and keeping structures stable. One tip suggests using curved chips to create rounded edges, while another recommends building from the bottom up, one layer at a time. Whole chips work best on large surfaces. Try Doritos minis or any smaller chip pieces to fill in gaps. That's an interesting marketing strategy. Very interesting marketing strategy. Curved chips create dimension and can wrap around edges or cylindrical bases. Overlap chips for better adhesion. Have a few extra bags on hand for mistakes and do-overs. That is such an interesting marketing technique. Very interesting. There are more than a dozen monuments around the United States. Doritos has provided a list of which ones you can build for the contest. That's such an interesting marketing strategy there. Because, like, sure, they'll have to give $250K to someone, but they might make that in profit just because of the people buying extra chip bags to try to build something. They might make more than $250K. That's interesting marketing there. Very interesting. Masters of the Universe Donuts. I have the power. I think that's Thundercats. Isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, no, Thundercats is Thundercats. Oh! He-Man's I have the power. Thundercats. Whoa! Chainsaw-wielding Florida man arrested for breaking into a store and stealing $12K in Pokemon cards. Okay. New Steam game's literally a scalper simulator. Scalper simulator? That sounds sick. Blokemon. Oi, Blokemon. You gonna give me some Blokemon cards, eh? Alright, chat. I think I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate you guys stopping in, though. Thanks for always supporting the stream. All my OGs. Thank you, guys. If you're new here, thanks for giving the stream another chance. Hopefully we see you again. And, yeah, hopefully the plumbing thing goes well. So we can get back on the stream grind. And I can stop having to focus on that. I guess I'll stare out the window the rest of the afternoon. Yeah, hopefully I'll be back sometime soon. Back on the consistent stream grind. We'll see, though. We'll see. Later, Kenny. Have a good one, man. Later, Moose. Yeah, appreciate it, Moose. Thank you, bro. I hope it goes well. I hope it goes well. Ugh. So, it's stressful. Being a homeowner is stressful. Let's see. Who is this? That's such a random text. All right. It's a lot of GMEs you're burying. Oh yeah, bro. About I mean, if I would have had to pay full price, it's about over 10,000 or 1,000 GMEs. It's a lot of GMEs, but all right, I'm out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day. God bless you. And yeah, just I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the people who always support the stream. I really appreciate you. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. God bless ya.